This is Eagle Owl, and today we'll be talking about Vic Fangio. He believed the Eagles will be tested against the Green Bay Packers, but the Eagles legend Darren Sproles believe we're going to blow out the Green Bay Packers. And lastly, we're going to talk about Darius Slay naming the guys he believed will start next season. But let's get straight into it. Right, man, before we hop straight into it, just want to get into, I guess I could call them like quick hits or whatever. A couple things that's been floating around. And first, let's start with Zach Bond and Kobe Dean, how they've been the glue to the Eagles defense. You know, one of our main problems we haven't figured out in years past is our linebackers. You know, the one thing I could really criticize Howie Roseman on is like he really didn't figure out the linebackers, but this year, that's not an argument because the way Zach Bond and Kobe Dean been playing, you can make a case that both of the guys should have been in the Pro Bowl, which we know Zach Bond made it. PFF put out an all-pro list, and Zach Bond made that list. And the NFL did come up with an official all-pro list, but I'm assuming Zach Bond should be on the list. We'll see. As you know, they usually have these snubs and maybe they snub Zach Bond, maybe not, but it will really look good on his resume if he's able to get that all pro. But these are some of the numbers of what Zach Bond and Kobe Dean did over the regular season. So according to Andrew DeSecco, Eagles linebacker tandem of Zach Bond and Kobe Dean. Zach Bond 16 games with 151 tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, 3.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, 4 pass deflections, and 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery, and 5 QB hits. Dean in 15 games had 128 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 4 pass deflections, an interception, 2 fumble recoveries, and 6 QB hits. And yes, they've been the glue to the defense. So these guys, man, we've been praising the pass defense with Guantanamo Bay and how Slay been playing at a high level. And even the guys that come in for him, like a Ringo or even Isaiah Rodgers, been playing at a high level. But that glue really been that linebacker duo, man. They've been the glue for real. They are for real, man. Also, let's talk about Ian Book. Why are we talking about Ian Book? Because he's been waived. I am sad for him that he lost his job for sure. But there's a reason why we waived him. It's because Jalen Hurts will be available, and we don't need 4 quarterbacks on the active roster. So, look like Ian Book will be going his own way. Thank you for your service, but the guy is coming back. So this is a big sign that Jalen Hurts is coming back. Now, if we signed another quarterback, that would have been dangerous because that means that Jalen Hurts is still hurt, and then it would have meant that Kenny Pickett is still dealing with a rib injury. But for us to cut a quarterback, and we had one that had a concussion, that just lets you know Jalen Hurts is trending in the right direction. So wouldn't be surprised if he's off the injury report or you see him on the injury report as a full participant. Not sure if the Eagles are doing walkthroughs Wednesday. We will see. But this is a huge sign that Jalen Hurts is coming back. Also, Hassan Reddick. Is Hassan Reddick washed? Why do I care about Hassan Reddick in 2025 and he's not the Philadelphia Eagle? Because the Jet season is over. He only played about 52% of their snaps. Only got a half a sack. Didn't even get a full sack all season. We know he didn't really play the beginning of the season due to some contract things. But when you compare his numbers to Bryce Huff, which both are really ugly, Bryce Huff had a better season with 2.5 sacks. We know Bryce Huff missed games as well, so you can't use that as an excuse. But it looked like Howie Roseman was right on this is because the decline of Hassan Reddick was real. I mean, maybe it's because he wasn't happy in New York. The contract and all this and all that. Maybe his head just wasn't in the game. He like, fuck it, I'm just playing for money. But, I mean, I guess Bryce Huff, you could say, is a slight upgrade. But I won't even really go into Bryce Huff. I use like a Nolan Smith, who's been a huge upgrade over Hassan Reddick. So imagine if Hassan Reddick was still here. I think he would have been producing, but we got a chance to really see what Nolan Smith can do? Maybe not. So Howie was right on this. Howie was definitely right on this because he could have had an attitude with the Eagles and they give it his all and maybe had like 1-2 sacks. Who knows? So like Howie was right on that. And before we get into the topics, I want to talk about this last thing is Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore has been getting, interview requests, and it looked like he accepted one with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he said he's focused. He spoke about it like, look, man, I'm focused on the playoffs, and I believe him. I definitely believe him, but it does give you that, oh, man, like, what happened with the Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon. Was Jonathan Gannon head really in the Super Bowl? We don't know because he knew he was going to be a head coach. And we know the Cardinals got in trouble for tampering because he basically accepted a job. We could have been had Vic Fangio, but we know the story. So we just hoping Kellen Moore is focused. And if Kellen Moore accept the job, hopefully the Eagles got their ducks in a row. Usually I'm the guy like promote within, but not this time, man. We got to go get somebody. Go get somebody. And hopefully Howie, is on top of this because he don't want the same thing to happen. Or hopefully Moore stay. Maybe he stay. Maybe not. But head coaching jobs are really hard to get. Maybe he do. Maybe he don't. But good thing is we heard Vic Fangio speak about it. And he said, like, look, man, I'm happy where I'm at. So it looked like Vic Fangio is going to be here for a long time until it's time for him to retire. So happy with that. But speaking of Vic Fangio, let's get into the topic. So Vic Fangio spoke about the Packers. He believed they will be a good test. And, Josh Jacobs and things like that, stopping that run game. And he spoke about it. And let me play this clip.
Question. We've had good games and not so. We've had in between. We'll be tested this week. These guys run it very, very well.
That first
Yeah, I'm with him. It could be a test. It's the playoffs. Things can, intensify. I did just have like I guess a battle with a Packers content creator, and he stated like the Packers ended the season not too good. So what I'm hoping is that they continue that trend. The Eagles take advantage of it, and yeah, Vic Fangio is going to be ready. Hopefully, the moment ain't too big for like a Zach Bond, who's been playing at a high level. Will he continue that? Hopefully, the moment not too big for Nakobe Dean or any of these guys. That's the only thing I'm kind of worried about is the moment being too big for the rookies. Maybe, maybe not. And maybe Jalen Hurts rust. If he's rusty, we will see. Sirianni did speak on that, saying like he's not worried about rust, so we will see. But yeah, I'm happy Vic Fangio saying like they gonna be a test, and when Vic Fangio say that, he's gonna have his guys ready. He's definitely gonna have them ready. And let's get into this next topic. Darren Sproles is predicting a blowout. And I hope that happened, but let me play this clip.
Half-point favorites on FanDuel Sportsbook. How's this going to go?
It's gonna be a blowout. We're playing at home too.
Yes.
Yeah.
A blowout.
A blowout.
Is this your? Blowout. So you think it's okay? So we're going Eagles Chiefs for the Super Bowl. We got that pick.
I can see why the Eagles are just the better team on paper. Been playing like the better team all season. We've been tested against the Ravens. Guess you could say against Washington, the Rams. Like we played these teams and we passed the test. So I think the Eagles should be able to beat the Packers. And I won't say if we don't blow them out, there's a problem because, again, things happen in the playoffs. But I think there should be a touchdown or more beating the Packers. But, again, you just never know what happens in the playoffs. So, hey, I'm with Sproles, man. We should blow them out, but things happen. Things definitely happen. Let's get into this last topic. Darius Slay spoke on this podcast about the future and about the secondary, and this is what he had to say about the future secondary.
Eagles secondary has a bright fucking future. When it's all said and done, when I'm done playing football, look, I can picture you. I can call out what's the start lineup will possibly be when I'm gone. It'll be Q, You know what I'm saying? Q will be the guy that got to eliminate the number ones now because he put that name out there. You know what I'm saying? I told him already, get your mind right because when I retire, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no you just being on the right no more. You got to go handle business everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He looking forward to it. He really excited for it already. So you got him. And then you got Coop maybe playing nickel / maybe safety. Never know. Then you go have Keely Ringo, you know what I'm saying? Or Isaiah. Any one of them guys can really go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to seeing what any one of them two guys do. You know, definitely when I'm gone, when I'm said and gone with football, any one of them guys go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know Isaiah on a 1 year Darren Mill, so he did a great job filling in for me. So I don't know. I know that's for sure enough to know as in like other teams to be spark interest in him because he's a damn great returner too as well. So I hope he's still here. You know what I'm saying? If he not, man, I know he'll be a starter somewhere else easily. You know, if I end up playing one more year, you know what I'm saying? We'll see how I feel after the year. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's still with Philly if I do want to play one more year. But yeah, it'll be either Keely or Isaiah if Isaiah be here next year, you know what I'm saying, as the other corner. And I can see, you know, Reed Blankenship still here as well, doing his thing. And Sidney Brown, trying to sound like a 3 year deal. So he gonna be here for a good second too as well. You know what I'm saying? However it's set up. But Sid is a guy that's gonna be up for sure. Like as you see, like Sid can play the post safety amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's his first real true live action since the real surgery. Everything else he's been doing from gunner action, just running down there, you know, just running and tackling. This time he had a full week of preparation of how to practice, how to go out there, his assignment. Like he got a lot of reps, and you saw how a lot of reps helped him. He was making plays all over the field. You know what I'm saying? I think he, you know, his overfield tackling got a lot better, you know, than it was because he's a wild man. As you see, we call him like a guy he got like friendly fire type of guy. Like he's the type of one of them guys that will hit you and don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? He'll hit you and him, the other player. Like he don't give a fuck. If the ball is up there and he can't catch it, he's hitting everybody and nobody catch it. So you got to watch out for Sid. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch out for Sid. Of course, Sid, every time he's been having a full-time start, my boy been picking shit. You know, he got a pick at the end of the game this week. Last year, he had a pick 6 against Arizona. Went for like 90-something yards. Like, he's a guy that's real.
I couldn't agree more that the future is bright. You got Keely Ringo or Isaiah Rodgers. If Isaiah Rodgers decide to come back, but Isaiah Rodgers is definitely a starter. Lucky to have him just as a backup. He should be a punt returner / kick returner more and more because he's really dynamic. He's really fast for sure. And we've seen the things he did at Indianapolis. I'm not sure why the Eagles not really giving him a fair shot, at least on punt returns. Like I'd rather him do it since he's the backup than Cooper DeJean or hell, even Jahad Dotson do it because a third receiver don't get as much burn because you got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. So yeah, I think he can start if he stay in Philadelphia. Maybe he stay on the cheaper deal. We will see, or maybe a team ready to pay Isaiah Rodgers that bread because he did come in a lot and then he showed out a lot in a good way. Like he was the second highest graded player on the Eagles against the Giants, so he let you know what he can do. Keely Ringo, if it's him, I think he showed flashes, especially in the preseason. So I'll be happy with him. Quinyon Mitchell is Quinyon Mitchell. And then Cooper DeJean. It was interesting what he said about Cooper DeJean being a hybrid nickel / safety. So that's something to watch. That's something to watch going into next season. But of course, we locked into the season now. But I thought it was really interesting what Slay had to say. But that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Gave a lot of news, a lot of, I guess I'll call it quick hits. And what do you think? How do you feel about everything? And this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.